So if you have dandruff and you want to get rid of it, well, you have found the right video. I'm gonna break this video into two sections. First, we're gonna talk about lifestyle tips that help with dandruff. Then we're gonna talk about the best medicated shampoos that help with dandruff. So, what are we waiting for? Let's begin. Now, before we begin, please do remember, dandruff is not caused by poor hygiene, it's not contagious, it's caused by a fungus that we all have naturally on our scalps. So please, don't let anyone make you believe otherwise. Now, let's begin with those lifestyle tips. Okay, so tip number one, stay away from scalp oils. I know, we all know that person. I know that person. I'm thinking of them right now if they're watching this video, who tells you, put some oils in your hair, it's gonna help it. It's because your scalp is dry, put oils in there. But believe me, putting oils in there is probably one of the worst things you can do, and here's why. So you see, the fungus that's on our scalp, it loves natural oils, okay? And by putting oils in there, it's just gonna feed off it, it's gonna go more crazy, it's gonna replicate more, which is gonna mean that your dandruff is just gonna get worse. Moving on to tip number two, if there's one thing that we know that fungus doesn't like is sunlight. So try spending a little more time outdoors so that your head and body can get more sun, and this is gonna help with the dandruff. Now, one important factor to remember though, if you're gonna be spending more time outdoors, you need to be wearing sunscreen, SPF 30 at the bare minimum. Moving on to tip number three, make sure you use your shampoo properly. I know it's a basic one, but you would be surprised to find out how many people don't lather in the shampoo properly, make it foam nicely, let it stay there for about 5 minutes or so, just so it can work properly, get rid of those oils basically, and help get rid of that fungus as well. Moving on to tip number four, hydration and having a balanced diet. Okay, last lifestyle tip, make sure you're staying hydrated because our skin cells need water, need fluid to stay nice and healthy, which is going to help with dandruff. So 6 to 8 glasses of water is what we recommend. Remember, coffee and tea all contribute to that as well. In terms of balanced diet, make sure you're having your greens, make sure you're having all your vegetables, your fruits, your healthy balanced diet basically. Everything that your grandma told you to eat is pretty much what it comes down to when we're talking about healthy balanced diet. That's going to have the B vitamins we need, it's going to have the omega-3 that we need, and it's going to have the zinc that we need, that are all going to help with dandruff. Okay, so with lifestyle tips done, we're going to now move on to the best medicated shampoos that actually help with dandruff. Before we begin, please remember, before starting any medicated shampoo, always, one, speak to your healthcare professional to make sure you're safe and suitable to use it, and two, always read the information leaflet. Now, let's begin. So medicated shampoo number one, Ketoconazole Shampoo. It's probably my go-to that I prescribe for my patients with normal dandruff. It's very effective at killing that fungus that causes the dandruff in the first place. But here's a pro tip that's really important when using any of these medicated shampoos. You need to make sure you rub it in nicely into the scalp. Get it in there nicely into the scalp. Don't be aggressive obviously, but with your fingertips, get it nicely into the scalp and leave it in there for at least 5 minutes, okay? Leaving it in there for 5 minutes is gonna give it time to work. If you don't do this, it's probably not gonna work and it's gonna be a waste of your money. Moving on to medicated shampoo number two, another good antifungal shampoo is selenium containing shampoos. This is a very effective shampoo at getting rid of that fungus again. Moving on to medicated shampoo number three, zinc containing shampoos. These have two effects really. One is an antifungal effect and two is an antibacterial effect. However, their antifungal effects are not quite as good as ketoconazole or selenium. Moving on to medicated shampoo number four, coal tar shampoos. They can be really useful when the dandruff is actually caused by something like psoriasis, which is causing the skin cells to turn over too quickly, okay? But please do remember, coal tar shampoos usually smell quite bad actually, and secondly, they can change the color of the hair as well. And moving on to medicated shampoo number five, salicylic acid based shampoos. These can be really helpful when you've got a very thick upper layer of dandruff, which you need to get rid of with the salicylic acid shampoo. So I hope you found that information helpful on the best medicated shampoos. Please remember though, with time, you might find that the effects of the shampoos wear off a little. So it's quite important that you alternate between a medicated shampoo and normal shampoos to prevent this from happening in the first place. I really hope that you find this information helpful. Always remember you're awesome, and I'll see you next week. Drinking 6 to 8 cups of glass. This is like outside my surgery at the moment. It's good weather, so I thought I'd film, but it's a bit of a random place to film because it's very cramped, but I hope it looks okay. So please don't let anyone believe, nor is it content, I can't speak.